it has happened gradually. But when I compare the position from 1st of April to end of July, that's what the position is. There have been a raw material increases also in the range of 5 to 8% for the two categories. But generally, I've seen that the margins have improved and the volumes have also improved, as you would have seen from the financials. Overall guidance last time what I had given for the top line for the year as a whole was about 15%. Happy to say that first quarter we are up by 12.3% on a year-on-year basis, so that 15% looks quite feasible. And we have seen, the bestest ever quarter for our aseptic packaging business, which has seen about 6.8% Q-on-Q growth. And even on a YOY basis, because you compare here a season to season, we've seen a plus 3% growth. And end of the year, when we'll up and running the larger capacity of 12 billion packs, so the next year looks to be extremely promising for this. On the overall guidance for the packaging, on the sales volume, I think the sales volume from aseptic packaging from our new division, which is PET chips. Happy to state that even PET chips has achieved in the first quarter itself, Panipat plant has achieved a 65% capacity utilization, of which about 30% is bottle grade chips, which opens up new vistas for the UFlex. It's a new product category that we have created. So we're not only making the chips for the packaging films, but we are also making for the PET bottles as such.
Mr. Bhatia, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. Now, I wanted to ask you about how have margins for your packaging films business moved this quarter, and if you can couple that up with how much with the volume growth that you mentioned for the 6 to 7% for FY25. Can you break that up in terms of the aseptic packaging as well as for the packaging films business?
I think packaging films, the volumes in the aseptic packaging category are about 3% higher on a year-on-year basis. For the packaging films, the numbers in India are up by about 5% on a YOY basis. So that's healthy. So a mix of these two plus the new businesses streams like, the CPP films, which got commissioned in Russia, plus, the likely commissioning of the Mexico, the films plant. I think we will have overall about 6 to 7% volume growth so about 4% coming from the packaging films and the rest coming from the aseptic packaging.
Okay, Mr. Bhatia, see, we're looking at the guidance once again. So number one, you've reiterated the 15% top line growth guidance. Now this is going to come on the back of a 6 to 7% volume growth, indicating that there is going to be price improvement. You already have indicated that Q1 did see some price improvement. Going forward also, number one, you've said that you will stick to the top line. What is the EBITDA, core EBITDA growth guidance that you're giving? What kind of margins can we expect for FY25? And what is the corresponding PAT or corresponding bottom line growth that we can see over FY24?
I think what we can expect for the year with a 15% top line growth, EBITDA anywhere in the range of 2,000 crores plus. It could be, if the prices keep on remain supportive, it could be between 2,000 to 2,200 anywhere. Also depends on the timing of the new project commissioning and all that. So if we get in the Q4 the gain of the aseptic as well as the plant in Egypt, I think we could be up for a pleasant up surprise. Which I think is what we feel that could be possible. So between 2,000 to 2,200 crore will be the EBITDA for this year.
Right. Very quickly, Mr. Bhatia, one final question due to paucity of time. Your current net debt is around 56-67 crores at the end of the quarter. Do you see that as your peak debt? What do you see? Is that your peak debt? And do you see that number tapering down? What do you expect to end the year with?
I think we can look at the peak debt of about 6,000 odd crores. Not much different from here, given that some of the projects are yet to commission in the current year. So take the peak debt as 6,000 crores for FY25 end.
All right, Mr. Bhatia, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining in and sharing with us your thoughts on the road ahead for the company. That was the management of UFlex. The stock not doing very well in today's session, down around 7.5%. Time for a short break here on Midcap Radar. When we return, we'll